Right, everything should be up to code and working as intended, so let's get this started then, shall we? What's good? What's popping? What's happening? It's game day. We've got a pretty interesting one because a good bunch of teams are playing at the same time. Nice to see you guys. Perfect time to pop in, my guy, right as we start. Hope you're well, my guy. Hope you're enjoying yourself. We've got an interesting one. Celtic against Dundee. Of course, the last time we faced these fuckers, they did not go very well for us, so it's more or less a redemption arc for us today. You know, get ourselves through the pipeline. Now, obviously, the big thing, the big news, if you haven't seen it, we've just announced our manager like about half an hour ago, but Wilfred Nancy is officially in. He's he's actually our coach now, so at least we can put that to bed. We know that he's got the January transfer window to work with. It's something, you know what I mean? We'll take it. You got the Rangers game, that's perfect, my guy. We'll be keeping tabs on that on the side as well. There's obviously a couple of matches that are kind of interest. We've got Hearts against Kilmarnock as well, because if they lose that game, it could get very dicey for them at the top of the table, especially with the kind of added pressure that if Celtic win the day, we're pretty much good. So, I mean, that's the minimum for us. Get 3 points and kind of see what happens with the other games today. Rangers weren't that impressive against Falkirk, I've got to be honest. It's not as if Falkirk were at their best either, so they'll be looking to just respond for, response's sake, to be fully honest. But hey, again, Scottish football is fucked up. Weird results happen all the goddamn time, so it wouldn't surprise me if there was some kind of shock results tonight. It wouldn't baffle me in the slightest, but again, it's just kind of taking the right approach and making sure that we have a decent enough crack to win this game. And obviously we've got O'Neill in charge tonight, I think that's obvious, but Nancy's due to come in, I'm pretty sure, for the cup final. Definitely, maybe actually the Hearts game, who knows, if he has enough time, probably the Hearts game. We'll just need a good transfer window. I feel like, yeah, in a lot of aspects. We have options. We can recall players from loan if we need to. I know we can't do with Lewis Palmer or anything right now, but we can with Knight and Navrisky, so that might be a shout, honestly. That might be probably one of the few plays that we've got. But nonetheless, let's just pull up all the things that we need to, because like I said, we will be keeping tabs on all the other games on the screen here. You can kind of see them all. Obviously when it kicks off I'll refresh it, and every now and then I'll check back to see what's happening, because like I said, a couple of pretty interesting ones across the board that you want to keep an eye on in this one. You've got both Glasgow clubs taking on both the Dundee clubs, so I guess it's a cities battle, so to speak. It's a pretty interesting one. Like I said, Hearts against Kilmarnock. You would expect Hearts to maybe kind of cruise this one. I mean, it's McKinney's former side. You feel like it just for the sake of pride, they would want to win that one. Aberdeen and St Mirren's honestly a toss-up. You could see that ending as a draw. Falkirk and Motherwell's interesting as well, because they're both kind of fighting it out to claim the right to be in that top 6 battle. Motherwell's doing a better job than most people thought, so give them credit where it's due, absolutely. So yeah, definitely a couple of interesting scenarios to play out, and obviously with the next game being against Hearts, this one does carry a lot of extra weight. But for us, is what we got. If you want a little look at the lineups, it's basically unchanged from that last match that got the job done against Hibs, and I say job done very, very loosely. It was pretty stale at times, but we managed to come through with what we needed in the end. But yep, O'Neill stuck with the same side, and I don't honestly mind it too much. Rio and Orn hold their spots in the midfield. McGregor holds his spot in the midfield. Sriracha and Colby hold their spots respectively, so I don't mind that too much. Trusty and Scales are obviously a big two, and same with Schmeichel. Doesn't really faze me at all. It's about what you would expect. And honestly, I mean, I don't mind McCowan starting out on the right hand side again. I honestly feel like it would have made more sense to maybe start Benji in this one, but that's probably what we're going to go with, I'd imagine. Yang's on the left and Dyson starting as our kind of solo man up front. Would be interesting to see how he works trying to get in between the defenders for Dundee, because they do have a couple of big players. And speaking of Dundee, this is how they line up. I know you probably can't really see their goalkeeper, so I'll just scroll down just a bit briefly. I suppose you can actually see the whole lineup that way, but a couple of key players that you want to keep an eye on. You've obviously got Danda, very strong physical player. Cosgrave, I should say, is very, very solid when he can get the ball and kind of barrel down the wings. He's definitely one to watch in that sense. Can't really argue with Wesley this season either. He's been pretty inconsistent in times, but when he is good, he is pretty fucking fun to watch. We all know what Simon Murray's capable of. And of course, McCracken in between the sticks did a very solid job against us the last time, so if we can break the duck against him early in this game, best case scenario, that's exactly what we'd like to see. If you want to look at the substitutions, I can leave them down there. I like how they've added the Hugh in, that's brilliant. Full name, man. Give the boy respects where he's due. He's done an absolute service in a job, but you're going to have to take a little gander there. I'll just read through the comments that I missed. Celtic to win 3-1. It's kind of the same region that I'm going for. I think that we'll want to obviously get revenge for last time for one, but the kind of other key point for me is the fact that it's obviously Neil's last game. He wants to probably go out with a bang, so I don't see it being a stale 1-0 scrappy type of thing. I feel like if Celtic are going to win this one, it's going to be a comfortable one, but it depends on the way Dundee set up defensively, right? Because again, they are very pragmatic in the way that they do their tactics, and counter-attackively they're okay. They can be problematic at times, but more often than not their strengths come from kind of set pieces and kind of long balls up the pitch that just take the right bounce and they capitalise on them. So again, it's just, can the defence for Celtic be composed enough at the very least to kind of keep them quiet? And if we can, that's not really going to be too problematic in a game with the advantage of it being at Celtic Park. It's obviously probably much more in our favour than most other games tonight. Celtic are on the kind of come up, and Celtic and Rangers are both in pretty respectable form right now, so you'd kind of expect both teams to win their respective games tonight. The kind of actual eye will be on the Kelly and Hearts game, because obviously Hearts have had a lot of pressure put on them, especially over the last few match days in particular. Since the international break, it's not been good for them. So yeah, definitely some interesting scenarios to potentially play out, but I'd like the way that we're set up. I don't mind it at all. It's pretty solid across all fronts. I don't mind it. It's about as good as we can ask, to be fully honest. So as long as we can start fast, you know, kind of do it with something similar that we did to Hibs, kind of get the 2 goals in the first half, that would be ideal. Grab one in the second, just for, you know, just to show that we're not complacent by any means, and that could be more than solid. I'd take that every day of the week. Can't see us winning out. Well, I mean, it depends, right? I mean, it's not as if Dundee United are in the best of forms. I'm not sure if and pull up the table, I suppose, and just do this, and yeah, like it's definitely close, right? I mean, Dundee, like I said, they're not in the best of forms. They've just kind of picked up loose ends here and there, but they're not really a goal-scoring team, very similar to St Mirren. And in that sense, that's why I was confident we could get wins in those 2 games. You know, it works out in our favour in a lot of ways, right? We're one of the most effective teams in the league, you know, especially over the last few match days, and as long as we keep that form going, that's pretty much all we can really ask for. So I'd expect us to be pretty comfortable, but again, when you look at the situation, it's not as if you're really worrying, because like I said, I mean, yeah, it's an interesting one, because they're not exactly in the best of form either. It could toss up, honestly. That's why I'm saying it's very unpredictable. You don't know who actually has the ability to kind of come through in these games. Celtic's probably got the highest favour in this one, in this specific match day. You feel like Hearts should probably get the result against Kelly, and I mean, if Rangers are trying to get their season kicked into any sort of fucking gear, they're probably going to have to win this one tonight. So like I said, that one's definitely one to watch. Boys are just getting ready to leave the tunnel and out. We'll be kicking that for relatively soon, so anyone that's in here early on, nice to see you. Hope you are well. Fuck show why you were fair. Well, yeah, a lot of things got exposed, but then again, that's been a problematic thing over the course of like numerous months for Rangers. It's, you know, bringing a new manager into a system that he's not necessarily familiar with a bunch of players that can't really be asked, and you're already in like November. From that point, it's going to be problematic. So December's going to be interesting for Danny Rowe. I feel like he has to kick on and actually put a string of wins together, not just kind of being, you know, undefeated. It's nice, you know, it's better than most, but that was a big thing for Martin as well. He didn't necessarily lose games, he just didn't win them. So they need that for their own fucking their own mental health's sake, you would kind of say. But it's a decent turnout at Celtic Park tonight, you've got to say. Pretty much a full house. Everyone's got their hats and their coats. Some have brought their flags and all, which is always nice to see. Just a wee half decent performance tonight would do me absolutely splendid. Nothing too complicated, and I'd be pretty fucking chuffed with it. No, because I would just get the job done. Nothing stupid or silly. If we can do that, then we're on to a winner. Nice to see you, Trev. Hope you're well, my guy. And hello to you as well. Celtic is a captain that... Well, yeah, I mean, McGregor's... He's certainly done what he's needed to do, especially over the last kind of 2 months or so. More or less when Martin O'Neill came in, he probably just pulled Cal Mack to the side and said to him, look, man, you're the captain, lead by example, and he's got his shit in gear very quickly since that point. He's been very good and very consistent, may I add, in those games as well, so it's nice to see in that sense. And as long as we do something similar today, like I said, I'm not expecting us to pop off and go absolutely fucking crazy by any means, but a good, simple, straightforward win would do me absolutely nicely. I don't think too many of us would complain as long as we get the 3 points at the end of the day, but obviously it'll be down to interpretation, right? Because if we start the game slow, it could cause us issues. If we let it get to 60, 70 minutes and there's still no goal, that's when you kind of start to worry, because Celtic have those games in them. But if we get a goal in the first half, I'll feel a lot more kind of docile and calm. But I suppose we should read out the lineups right before we kick off again, because we're about to do so on this screen. For Celtic, it is as follows. It's Schmeichel in between the sticks. Sriracha and Donovan are our full backs, with Trusty and Scales our 2 centre backs to pair up for this one, with Angels and Rio playing either side in the midfield, with McGregor in between them, slotting in perfectly where he should be. Dyson starts as our solo man up front, and it's obviously Yang and McCowan starting either side for, well, I mean, you know how Dundee tend to line up, but it is that familiar 3-4-3 that we kind of got cheesed by last time, let's say. But you got McCracken in between the sticks. Samuels, Robertson and Graham is their 3 centre backs, with Wright and Robertson starting kind of just anchored. They will drop in to be a flat back 5 if necessary, and you'd imagine Robertson would push into the midfield, especially if they're on the counter, just to give the 2 midfielders and Danda and Hamilton an extra bit of space and more or less that extra pass just to get the ball forward to the front 3. Wesley, Congreve and of course Simon Murray. Definitely interested. We're underway here, and hopefully a good game to be had. You would imagine Dundee might, they could start the game fast. It'd be intriguing to see if that's exactly what they plan to do. Give us a little refresh and we should have the timer with us. There we go, fantastic. And we also have the stats. They usually take about 2 or 3 extra minutes on this one. Well, obviously, like I said, keep tabs on the other games as they go on as well. But we just want to lead by example with this one. Get an early goal. That'd be nice for the soul, as they say. Sorry if there was a wee bit of lag there. I was just switching between things to make sure it was all working as intended. We'll switch back to this, give this a refresh, and we should have live feeds for all of these ones as well now. Fabuloso. There you go. We'll switch back to them as necessary, but the main focus is on this one. Schmeichel's got the ball. Simple passing around the back for Celtic to start this one. You'd imagine it's just about possession retention for us right now. Trusty will switch it. Scales has also been very massive in the last few matches as well. Good presence in the park and tends to pick out the right pass more often than not. There's a risky one out towards the far side and it's a good touch inside. There could be something actually very quickly developing here. Good play. Very calm play. Got to like that between Yang and Sriracha. Just 1 or 2 wee cut about passes and eventually sliced into the midfield again. You feel like you're going to see that a lot. Trusty and Scales more or less past the halfway line. You feel like Celtic are going to be doing a lot of the pressing in this one. Trusty for McGregor doesn't have an open pass, so he might just cut it across for the Irishman. It's exactly what he tries to do. Just about succeeds calm enough. It's all about the simple play here. Good for Scales. Plays it calmly inside. Yeah, just played back to him. No, Dundee have gone for a high line press. That's a good step in, and there could be a run here. Gets into the box. Brilliant move. Cuts into space, and it deflects out. Corner kick, maybe. I think it is. Young's complaining. There's a brilliant turn for him though to get away for almost 3 of them. Skips past his man, gets into the box, uses his strength, does well. Not bad at all for the South Korean. Right, wait. You need a corner kick within the 10-minute mark. That is a bold aspect of that. Man, we don't really get many set pieces as is. It'll depend on short chances, to be honest. If we can force McCracken to tip 1 or 2 around the post, it's definitely doable. I think the only thing that puts me off in this game is the fact that we're fucking sitting there with the Green Brigade in just practically empty, but there is a good break forward here. A decent enough shot, and there we go. There is one tipped around the post by McCracken, and there is a corner kick coming up. Who knows? Maybe there's something on. It's a decent breakaway for the Japanese man. He just doesn't really hit it as hard as he probably knows he should have. But again, 2 very solid breaks away. It's a quick corner, maybe a switch in behind. That's decent. Gets to the byline. It's that's awkward. It could still be very much so. McGregor dances onto it, plays it across. There could be another ball into the box. It's definitely not comfortable stuff for either side here. Dundee just doing what they can to stab it clear. That looked like a win out of play. Referee agrees. Looks like we'll have a set piece chance again. Dundee put themselves under pressure there pretty much unnecessarily, no real reason to do so. Nice to see you, Virtual. Glad you join us. That's a good shot for range. It's not a bad one either. It's just tipped around. Well, let's say tipped around. It just bounced around the outside post, I should say. It was probably about a yard or two out. Camera angle probably made it look a lot closer to goal than it was. Wasn't too bad. I like it for Rio. It's about 25-30 yards out. Takes it first time, hits it hard, and yeah, just kind of skips up on the surface and goes about half a yard or so beside that post. Good attempt. Celtic definitely starting the brighter of the two sides. Like I said, they'll be hungry to prove their point and more importantly give a really good send off to O'Neill. That'll be the minimum. Nice to see you, Arthur. Always love to see a familiar face, man. Hope you're well. You're a man of many things, guys, and a man of sport is absolutely one of them. Can't argue with the start at all. Good press for Dyson. He's going to force it back. McCracken's going to have to pick his lane here. Goes for Samuels and it's sent forward. It's not the greatest ball and it's an awkward pass back. Tell you what, confidence today that, Samuels. Rolls it up into space. There's another 1-2 between Dundee, but again, no real space to kind of encroach the midfield, so they're just kind of playing amongst themselves with that back five. Although it is kind of the plan. You can tell Robertson is pushing a little bit further forward than the other two centre backs just to give that extra option. It's going to be interesting to see if Maeda notices that and maybe engages a press to try and trip either side centre back up, I guess. Young's positioned a bit further out than you would say McCowan is. McCowan's anchored a bit closer into Maeda just to give him that overlapping option. Young's more or less just been told to do his own thing. So far so good from us. Kalmanoff played back. Keeper's just going to have to take a touch and probably wait till Maeda steps in. Then we go one minor little... Oh, that's actually a good long ball. Schmeichel should retain that comfortably enough. Just paps it back. Calmly enough for Scales, and I tell you what, Scales is not calm about that at all. It's given away chance for Dundee in their box, and Schmeichel comes out, claims it, gets half collected. I wouldn't say it's a foul, to be honest with you. Just feel like the striker has every right to go for that, to be honest, but yeah, that's been given. It's a decent breakaway, lovely pass into the box for Murray, and yeah, it's just doesn't really have the strength there. A little unlucky for Dundee's perspective, but at the same time, well defended in its own right. Good stuff for Schmeichel to keep the pressure on and calm it down enough. I was going to say, kind of looks like a... What's the best way to describe him? Like a used car salesman, if that makes sense. Or like one of those dudes you'd seen like the online infomercials. I fuck with the tie though. At least he owns the look. Got to respect a manager that can do that. Well, if you're going to dress fancy, you've got to play fancy. And so far Dundee are doing just enough to say that they're surviving, and that's about it. Good breakaway. They fire it up the line, trying to get it away. It's just about keeping the lines clear at this point, you have to say. There's O'Neill in his once again iconic tracksuit with things you love to see. Really good stuff this in the opening stint. Cannot complain about it in the slightest. It's a good break in for Yang actually. Might just have to lay it back across. Calm enough, I don't mind it. McGregor, Trusty, pinned out towards our right hand side. McCowan steps in. Really lovely pass. The Belgian quick with his feet to get it back into space as well. Really calm 1-2 touch stuff. Schmeichel, I was going to say Skills might have passed back to Schmeichel there. He tried to cut in and it could have been problematic, but he gets away with it that time. He's about to game shit, but do you know what? Fair enough, Skills. We'd love to see it. Takes a deflection on that right hand side for Donovan's approach. Robertson step him in with a block, throwing far side. That's Kieran for Yang. Probably been the best player on the park in the opening 10 minutes, I would have to say. Most of these passes are hitting, and most of the counter-attacks seem to be flowing down that left-hand side. We're not using the right as much as we maybe should be doing. You've got two really good Scottish players that could certainly be of use here. Donovan and McCowan are really similar in the way they like to barrel down that side when they've got the space, but obviously McCowan playing out of position, they just probably want to be a bit more consistent with the approach. It's a good ball into the box, and it's actually a very soft header as well. I think it was Dundee that just popped it down for him calm enough. It's not hard to tell if that's a cut out for Trusty though, just an equally brilliant response. Two good bits of defending there for either side, played into space, your skills again. That's a bit better for you, big man. Simple pass, Sriracha's got it. Great feet for the skip up. That's a lovely ball into space as well. If the chase down is there, the ball could have bounced in his favour, but keeper came out, made it as awkward as he could out the gate. Operative Glizzy, what a fucking name, that is diabolical. Things you love to see. Nice to see you, Kev, man, hope you're well. I just seen the word gang and I immediately thought I was said Yang Gang. I'm like, valid, honestly. Nice to see you all. Likewise with you, Mark. We're about 10 minutes in, so we might as well switch over to this one and I'll get a refresh because I feel like it's done that thing that it always does. Let's have a little check here then. No changes in any scores here, it's still all square across the boards. Intriguing. Still apparently says the 8th minute in this one, I don't know why, maybe it'll update in time. Things you love to see, I guess. Apparently Dundee United's literally scored right after I checked, that's hilarious. We'll confirm in about 30-40 seconds or so, but Celtic are on an attack, so I kind of need to hold up any other thing, priorities and all that. Here's McGregor, pass into space, good cut into the box, that could be really good for Celtic, chance, good save, still dangerous, it's 1-0 Celtic now. Very similar to what happened to Horn in the last match. He has to collide with his man to get the ball into the net, Maeda, but he's done a solid enough job. Although the thing is, he's stayed down and that's a bit of a concern already. The medical team are out, but Celtic have got the lead right as apparently Rangers have gone behind. Huh. The more you know, that's fantastic. What the fuck? Let's have a little... Oh my god, it has happened. Damn. That's unfortunate. Fair enough. It's karma, it's universal balance. One Dundee concedes, the other has to score. One Glasgow team scores, the other has to concede. Lovely touch for Yang though. He does unlucky not to get the finish, but it bounces up, and fucking credit to Dyson, by the way. Despite being a tiny wee man, he throws himself out like an absolute fucking god. Gets contact on it, heads it down. And even though he's down in the process, he's got the ball into the back of the net, and that's solid enough. And we do have Kenny on the bench should we need to rely on him. Which wouldn't be ideal, I'll be honest. I think that would kind of suck because, I mean, imagine scoring, the first thing that happens is you get dragged off the field because of concussion rules. Anyone that slanders Maeda for not being professional is ridiculous. He's goated, he just does this. O'Neill's just having words with Rio and McCowan. Maybe there is a change to be made, we'll have to wait and see, honestly. Who scored? It was Maeda. Ran at it like an absolute fucking man possessed, to be honest. Threw himself at it like a ghost. Unfortunately, he didn't phase through any walls. He didn't, you know, dodge the physical contact, man. He got absolutely... Yeah, he does take a solo one, to be fair, to get in the net, but it's a lovely wee finish. The play in behind, it was really brilliant between all the Asian players, actually. The ball in for Rio, fantastic. The touch for Yang, decent wee shot. Keeper does well to save it. Give McCracken his credit, but he spills it probably into the worst area. Pops up as loose as you can. Power header for Maeda. Beats his man to the ball as quick as you can. Good as you can ask. Oh, fuck's sake, Exo, bro. I've not seen you in time. How you doing, brother? Hope you're well. Is this Martin O'Neill's last game for sure? Yeah, Mark, I don't know if you've seen it, but it was announced right before the game that Nancy's officially in. If you haven't seen it, there you go. That's how you find out, and that's kind of sad. But nonetheless, yeah, Nancy's now officially our head coach. He's due to take over potentially for the next game after Hearts, if not just before it. It will really depend. I'd imagine if things stand as is, he'll probably be in place for the weekend. We'll just have to wait and see. But yeah, he's definitely in. So we'll have to see what happens over the January transfer window, what type of player he tends to go for, and see what type of team he's trying to build. But I don't mind it. You know, I spoke on it once or twice before. He's a good tactical coach. He gets the best out of these, specifically the younger players. Tends to develop them quite well. So that's the one thing I've kind of got hope about. He'll be really good for players like Arn and players like Johnston specifically, because he's got Canadian Premier League experience too. That type of thing works in our favour. But the big question's obviously going to be that, you know, inexperience, and all the power to the boy, you know. Hopefully bring some good old French connections to the club, man, because there's some absolute ballers out there that we could probably get for cheap. We get Diego Luna off the back of it, I'd say it's a fair trade, man. Not too bad at all. How you doing, Chris? Won't be a while, my man. Oh shit, chance for Dundee, hold on. Ball into the box for Dundee, it's not the greatest first touch, it's fucking awkward. Could have been an own goal, potentially. McGregor threw himself at that. Schmeichel was switched on and off, and I'd probably think it would have came off the post in hindsight, but nonetheless, could have been one of those really unlucky deflections that didn't work out in our favour. We survived, so I'll take it. You don't need to explain yourself, Exo. It's just nice to see you in good health, my guy. Hope everyone's going well. If you're working your arse off, man, you better be getting the results for it. That's good. There we go, coming off of Schmeichel. And he just stands there when the ball's passed past him. Calm enough. I feel like we both can technically say that now if you think about it, Kev. Both Celtic and Rangers are, you know, their managers not necessarily unproven, right? Rose had his successful stints down in England, obviously, and, you know, Nancy's done pretty solid for his stints down in America. Can't really fault the work that he's done for Columbus. Especially given some of the behind the scenes stuff that happened with them, obviously losing their key player in the middle of their season that they won the MLS Cup. Like, they did do some good things, do not fault it, but I think it'll be interesting to see how he adapts to the Scottish game. It will certainly be a fun one to watch. You'll definitely get some energetic football, and that's what I'm looking forward to seeing. We do love that. Thank you very much, Christopher. Cheers for joining us, my guy. I missed the other one as well. Frank, if you're still here, brother, thank you for subscribing as well. I do apologise if I miss comments here and there. I'm trying to switch between the two as frequently as we can. I was going to say it looked like it went out. I'm going to pull it back for a quick throw, and it was a full throw. Miovski misses a sitter. Brilliant. How you feeling with the new manager coming in? I touched on it just about there, XO, but to summarise, optimistically cautious. You know, it's the same way when Postecoglou came in. Like, I'm one of those fucking weirdos that knew who he was from the Australian Gold Cup run. So when I heard we were getting him, I'm like, oh right, you know, he could work, you know, he's not, like, you know, if you watch my old videos and stuff, and more importantly the older VODs when I started covering these games, yeah, I was quite, you know, an supporter. So, I don't know, I don't have the same optimism with Nancy, but he is a good pick. I feel like for what's out there right now, he's probably one of the more solid options, but considering the fact Knutson might have been on the table, it's a sore one, man. I really would have preferred Knutson, but it depends, right? Maybe he works, maybe he doesn't, but it's a nice risk. It's a different change of pace for us, you know. Usually we just go back to an old manager. I was half expecting Ronnie fucking Dowley to walk back in and be like, hello. That would suck. So, you know, slight optimistic moments. There was a steal there for somebody. There was just a breaking play. Talking about that, nah, there's no fucking potential penalty call in there at all. What are they even discussing? That's dumb. We know, Tommy, if you're just joining us and you're curious to see what's going on, I can actually have a little check while there's a slight break in play. But Dundee have taken the lead against Rangers. That's an interesting one for sure, to see how that plays out over the course of the match. There's still no other goals elsewhere besides the two Dundee-Glasgow affairs, let's say. Hearts and Kelly are still all square, and that'll be interesting to see if that drags out over the next kind of 30-40 minutes. I'm going to presume you're watching on your phone, Eddie. It's 1-0 Celtic currently. Can't say we've had a bad start at all. It's been pretty fast paced from us. Dundee have had one or two chances here and there, but Nothing too consistent, to be honest. One real break into the box, that's been about the expense of it. The paperwork has been delayed, fair enough. Yeah, so I imagine it got announced before the game, Tony. He's like, he's definitely in. There was a statement out for the Celtic board and everything. It'll just be a kind of slight wait and see to see if he's going to be in charge for the game against Hearts. I think that's the only thing we're waiting for. That's a good ball back into space. Let's see what they do with this one. No, backwards again. Robertson. And towards Hamilton. He's going to try and find any open lane he can. Danda's got it. Switched back and, yeah, just a bit more cautious on their approach, play Dundee. Trying to see if they can find any open lanes before taking the risky long ball approach. That's a risky pass, and yep, there you go. That's the disadvantage of that. Samuels can't really thread the ball away. Martin O'Neill does not feel the cold, man. He's just sitting there observing. Nice to see you, fella. We love to see him. For those that are on your phone, I'll update in the score every like 10-15 minutes or so. I kind of forget that sometimes. So most people tend to watch on their TVs or their computers. Something I might need to consider for my next overlay, actually. Wonder if Martin O'Neill will remain at the club in some capacity. I hope he does. I feel like he definitely is like an advisor at least, you know, something in that capacity. Give him something that's sustainable that he can actually, you know, use to benefit the club, and I feel like he could do some solid stuff. That's a great interception for Sirachi, not the greatest second touch. He does win it back though, so we'll love to see it. Yang's done fucking excellent there as well. Oh, and there's Dyson. He's back on the pitch. He's sporting a new look. He's got himself a wee bandage wrapped around his noggin, but looks like he's ready to fuck shit up again, and that's what we love to see. Celtic are back up to 11 men. Which means we'll probably start attacking right about now. Trusty. McGregor, good spin away, he's under pressure there. Gotta like the way that Dundee have set up, at least on the press. They're not giving too many options to Celtic, forcing it down the wings more often than not. That's a lovely cutter pass for Yang. Not the worst ball into the box either. It's a good header as well, but fortunately the contact ain't too good for the Belgian. It's a decent run at it for Ireland, but probably put way too much power on it to really cause a problem. Nice to see you, Caden. Hope you're well, brother. Exactly it, man. If there's one man that deserves plaudits this season as a Celtic man, it's Martin Goddamn O'Neill. I feel like if there's any doubts between like the newer generations of Celtic fan about how much of a legend that he was, he's cemented it. Absolute top class that. His team started off in the right vein here. Cross into the box for the corners, not going to find anyone in particular, but there could be a shot for range if he wants to shoot. Doesn't, but lays it off and it could still be dangerous. McCowan. Decent ball into the box, not the worst header across. Dundee are going to have to try and panic clear it almost, and they're looking very iffy about it. They do get a touch away and eventually punt it clear, but could have been problematic. They get away with it though. Oh, apparently there's an equaliser. That's an interesting scenario. Well, there you go. Rangers have got themselves back on even keel. So at least you know they can score goals, guys, right? I mean, hey, silver linings and all that. You've got something to smile about. Definitely been as good as a start, you can probably say, for Celtic have had in time. I just don't like seeing the Green Brigade bit empty. That just looks so fucking unnatural, man. It's like seeing a polar bear in the fucking Sahara. You're like, cool, but how? I mean, at the same time, I kind of get why they do it. I'm sure people have seen all the things that have gone on with that. Incredible goal out of Magoma, fair enough. We'll have a wee check. I mean, technically we usually check every 10 minutes. Let's have a little look. No goals in any other games, but yeah, there you go. Dundee have conceded. So there is an equaliser afoot, I'm sure. Apparently scored a fucking rocket, well there we go. Nice to see. Rangers can play football, you know. Speaking of football, that's good, lovely. Oh, brilliant for Sriracha if he gets to that. Does really well to get the ball into the box as well. I love that hustle. Solid for the wee Argentine, doesn't necessarily work out, and Murray's going to go down and claim a foul there. Honestly, smart for the big man. Rio and Yan kind of have half appeals, but nothing too severe. Scales did back into him, and yeah, it just kind of go. It's a bit soft, admittedly, but can't argue with it too much. I never knew Rangers could score a good goal. Fair enough, man. To be fair, they have scored some crackers this season. Give them credit where it's due. It's just the fact that Celtic, most of our goals are. That or some really crap tapping. A lot of our goals are coming in the same vein, that's what I've realised. Scored for Celtic, it was Maeda. Came up big, lovely finish on a pretty solid run, you've got to admit. It kind of deflected after a Yang shot. Threw himself on the line. He's currently wearing a bandage for his efforts, but it was absolutely worth it. Because now he gets to look cool with an extra bandage on his head. But give Dundee their credit, they've slowed the game down in not necessarily a frustrating way. They're not playing stale-ass football, they're at least trying to go forward where they can, but Celtic's positioning is just outdoing them, and Maeda's press is keeping the ball moving whenever it goes into that defensive area. They've maybe only got 2 or 3 touches at best at any given time. Nygaard's finish. I can't say I've seen it, Robertson. I was watching a few interesting games. The one yesterday, the fucking City and Fulham game, that was insane, man. Same with the Tottenham and fuck, my brain's gone dark. I think it was Everton or something that they drew 2 each with. Oh no, it was Newcastle, fuck's sake, aye. That's not a foul, surely. It's a bit soft, fair enough, referee's given that. Dumb. 4-0 tonight. I love the boldness of everyone's predictions. I'm pretty confident in my 3-0. You know, usually I'm kind of like, it could be this, it could be that, but when you kind of factor in all the little things, like this could be Martin O'Neill's last game in charge, probably is. You want to send them off in a convincing way. And to be fair, a lot of the time we have actually got 4-0 wins. I'm pretty sure 2 of Martin O'Neill's wins have been 4-0s. Wouldn't surprise me if we added another to the list. That's a good punch out for Schmeichel from the ball in. Not actually a bad ball in at all for Dundee, but there might have been a point where there was an offside line, I guess. Someone must have run just a turn too early. Fair enough, man. 3-1. Is that what you were going for? I mean, yeah, there is always that possibility of just the casual Celtic defensive error that just leads to a simple tapping. 22-1. Just to clarify, Virtual, this is, you know, soccer, football, not American football. Just saying that word made me go, soccer. We are aware, Vicky, we are aware. I'm curious to see if any other teams have added to the list though. Must be a boring ass night everywhere else, man. Falkirk must be silent. Just crickets. There was a half ball into the box there, there was no real threat. Let's try and do some actual commentary now. Hopefully there's a good bit of sustained pressure here. That's good for Trusty. Overlap touch, lovely for McCowan. Ball in ain't half bad either. It's an outstretched touch and kind of gamble at it for you, and he does well to get there, but yeah, the control trot was always going to be a bit of a problem. But we're well 30 minutes through the game, I should say. If you're new here, please consider subscribing. We're not too far off. We're trying to get towards 1800 as fast as possible. We're working slowly towards 2000, and I mean, we made okay progress. We're at Oh, we're actually past 1780 already, so fantastic, thank you for that. We're 17 away from 1800, so anyone that can help with that, fantastic. If you already are, subscribe. Fucking subscribe, like, it's the best thing you can do to help the channel, algorithm-wise. Best thing Celtic-wise though would be another goal, ideally. So far so good. It's pretty much gone exactly as I would have hoped. If it follows the exact script I laid out, then we get a second one right before the end of the half, go into the second, get another one. Life is good. All is well. Like, they score a double. Oh, hold on, that's a fucking touch. McGregor's got any space there. Brilliant feet between him. Like, Han and Yang have been playing some great link-up stuff. Rio is the anchor, brilliant. That's another good pass towards Rio. Does well off of the back end of Maeda. He goes for, I think it was a cross, but it ended up being more of a shot. Spilled to the edge of the area. Trusty retains it from the clearance. McGregor, brilliant feet, spins. Thought he was going to shoot there. Does excellent to kind of get out to space. Rio, edge of the area, ball in, good touch. Spilled a cross, and I think it might have deflected out for a corner. I'm not too sure if Yang got to the byline in time. Don't think the South Korean did, but solid hustle for the boys there, man. That was a good bit of sustained play. McCowan for the brace. That's a really good left field shoot. Oh man, McCracken did need to actually get a touch to that as well. It could have been a threat. How are you? Pretty good, my guy. I think given the fact that I've been very busy over the last like month and a half specifically, between appointments and stuff like that, it's nice to actually be able to slow down. Plus, late kick-offs, you know, you can chill for a bit. It's not as high end or hectic. I don't need to be pure shouting loud or anything. I can just enjoy. Plus we've got apparently a good amount of viewers in here. I don't know how many exactly, but anyway, good amount of returning faces, which is always lovely to see. That's good for scales. Hold on a fucking second. There may be some absolute sheer ability about to forefront us here. Come on. Don't go sideways. Ah, fuck, he went sideways. It just ruined everything. That play was nice. It could still be deadly. McCowan's out on that far side. Donovan's there to overlap with him. Hopes to go central. Nice 1-2 pop pass in there. Doesn't work out. Good fucking step in for Rio. He just is a little bit too late. And Dundee hits the deck. Pretty sure it was Dundee anyway. It was someone Graham. I think it was the latter. No, it was Dundee. I was right. Tell you what, man, they're not fucking around tonight, are they? The midfielders step into every wee nook and cranny and any tiny little caveat of space just to keep Dundee smothered and quiet, and perfect execution so far. They have yet to really do anything of note. Which, considering the fact we're more than a third of the way through this game now, fucking solid, man. Cannot complain in the slightest. Martin O'Neill masterclass. He's probably just standing on the touchlines thinking he should be having his cup of tea and be going to bed about now. He's like, why the fuck am I standing here doing this? God damn. Fucking incredible. Most people usually just use ad blockers nowadays, man. That's good dancing around in the box. Still dangerous. It's like anytime I want to look away to read chat, it's like we just do one good ball into space, so I have to keep my eyes fucking locked in on this. That's another good touch in. Donovan. Oh, I thought I kept it in play. It's out for a throw in. I can see what's going on now. Thomas Miller having fun in this days. Hopefully we'll forget him. Do you know what? It would be a fucking class signing. I love Thomas Miller, man. Get it done. I would absolutely take that, man. He would almost kind of see what he would remind me of. Remember when Rodgers first came in and he signed Colo to it? Oh, that's a pass. Hold on a fucking second. Shut your mouth, Callum. There's a chance. Shot. Deflects. So it's cleared off the line. Good. Really good defending for Samuels there, I believe it was. It was on the line to get that clear, but Celtic still have it. Loose pass. Dances into the box. Shot. Deflects out potentially for a corner. That's actually a horrible touch for McCowan. I don't know what McCowan was doing. That was very silly. Really good fucking play though. Could have been something. Who do we have at left back? Sriracha. He's actually having a really good game as well, might I add. I feel like we're just going to prioritise keeping Tierney fit for that game against Hearts, I would imagine. But the United are in control of the game. I appreciate the updates, I guess. See, the thing I always say to people, especially when it comes to try to find streams and stuff like that, just see apps like Discord and Facebook. If you look at the right times, man, you just get a whole list of them. So I'd recommend that. That's a good ball out to space. Samuels might be on the shift here again. It's actually a good pass, or good attempted pass, well stepped in and cut out by Arnold. The pass is just as fucking miserable for him though. Jesus Christ. Really is a day of karma right now, isn't it? It's all getting balanced out. One good pass followed by an equally shitter one. Don't mind it so much though. As if for the most part Celtic have been in predominant control, had all the shots, pretty much all the possession. And more importantly, all the chances. And as long as it's one-way traffic, I will fucking take that every day of the week. I'm starting to use McCowan and Dalby a lot more. Love to see Donovan getting involved. Really need to come up with a nickname for him, because I do the same with all of them, right? Like with Rio, I just call him Rio, as in like Brazil Rio, because I find that humorous. Same with Angels. I know he's Engels, but I call him Angels, just funnier. What do we call fucking Colby? Colby Digital, something like that. Oh, that's a pass. Hold on, Dyson. Good. Oh, he's offside. I'm going to guess he was offside. He was. I was wondering why he didn't try to hustle for that, because on the fact that is literally his prerogative. But very mixed responses. So how are Rangers doing? It's just, I don't know, Jeff. It's just something's happening, I guess. I don't know. Let's have a little look anyway. Let's see if there's any goals to be had. Oh my god, man. It's a very stale night for the other teams. I mean, I don't mind this. If Hearts stays 0-0, that's fantastic for us. I ain't bitching about that in the slightest. I want to see a winner between these two though. Falkirk and Motherwell are both having really good seasons respectively, so that game actually carries a bit of weight, especially, you know, heading into that December stint. This is when things get a lot more hectic, man. You're playing games every 3-4 days. And I want to clarify, I'm not covering all of them this month. No. A good few of them, absolutely, for sure. Exactly, Mark, you get them, my guy. Oh, that could have been a loose giveaway. McCowan was on the chase. Forced the issue there. Oh, another giveaway. That's happened a few times. Lovely breakaway into space. Got a pass on potentially here. Oh, he deflects instead. It's still, again, in that area where we could do damage, but the way speaking in too soon until I see some actual convicted passing into space. It's another good opportunity, but again, forced central. McCowan and Colby once again getting involved a lot down that right hand side. McGregor's got it now. Good switch far side. Sirachi's there. Could head it down to Yang. Does, and Yang goes for it first time. Not the smartest idea, big man. I can respect it, but you had the space to take a touch and maybe fire it low. Does not do it. Definitely one for the neutrals by the sounds of it, Alder. That's what I said at the start of the night. This league, for the first time in a long time, is genuinely unpredictable. With maybe the exception of this game, you can't confidently say how any other game's going to go. It's a toss-up. Evident by the fact that 3 of them, there's still not been a goal on it. But that's going to really fuck with Hearts' confidence, considering the fact they were very effective in the opening 10 games in comparison to the kind of the last 10. Thanks for that, very cool. Ball into space. Oh shit, hold on, he's got past skill. Simon Murray's just done a skill move there, fantastic, but equally good challenge. Sirachi and Yang are playing very good defensive stuff, equally as good as their attacking stuff, you would honestly say. Credit where it's due. Stuck his leg in perfectly though, the South Korean. Fucking excellent. Well, Robertson stayed down though for Dundee. That might be slightly problematic. He's holding his inner thigh, so I'm guessing it's a groin strain of some kind. About a 1785, fantastic man. 15 subs away for 1800. Closer we get to that goal, the better. Appreciate anyone that's done the niceness of that. Yeah, for the neutrals, definitely. I feel like Celtic's gotten a lot more predictable with the stability of O'Neill, so that's why most of us are kind of looking at games like this and going, right, Celtic should win these ones. Realistically, the pressure's on them to perform more than Hearts, but Hearts have done that thing that most of us agreed on back when they beat us 3-1. Look, it's all about what happens after the second international break, because Aberdeen did the same thing where they got that 2-2 draw, they started getting a bit big for their britches, and then they got hit with the reality of fatigue. You know, it's that good old saying, and it's a marathon, not a sprint, and Hearts have sprinted out the fucking gates. Give them credit where it's due, man. They even surprised me, but they've kind of hit that wall now, and they have to find a way to work through it, because Celtic are currently starting to kind of catch up and already are in a very good position, as is right now. If things stay as is, Celtic are comfortably ahead with that extra game in hand, so looks like they'll be making that change. It looks like it's going to be Astley for Robertson, so there's now a Wesley and an Astley on that pitch. I suppose was a little break in play. How are your weeks going, gentlemen? Enjoying yourselves? Any plans coming up? Christmas shopping, that type of thing? Oh, that's good. Actually, hold on, chance for Celtic if we can get away with that one. Rio's done well to keep it in possession. Once the yeah, fuck it, we'll take that. Really good Rio. Gets a throw-in off it instead. We'll just have to go backwards with it. There's Schmeichel. First time I've seen him in about 20 literal minutes. I almost forgot what he looked like. Good to see you, my boy. Let's see him pass it out. There we go. Scales, blonde to blonde connection. Things you love to see. I like that pass for Scales. Opens it up for Trusty to take his pick. He might go for a long one. Might lay it off to. Yes, lovely pass. That's an equally good pass as well. It's a dangled leg. It might spill for Young if he can get there in time. It doesn't. Celtic are starting to get a bit bitey and clip the heels. That's going to be a foul as well. A little unfortunate, but it is what it is. Valid, Vicky. Valid. But to be fair, I'm pretty sure they're in Dundee, right? They're away from home this time. They're home away from home, so to speak. And they're doing a 4-day weekend. Fucking excellent, man. Things you love to hear. Top banana is such a good phrase. That's the Undertaker. How are you doing, kid? Nice to see you, mate. I hope you did what you had to do and effectively, and that's a good pass. Chase it, chase it. Yes, keep the pressure on Dundee. They're going to have to go along with this one, and that's okay. For the first time ever, they didn't. Now they do. I was going to say they've corrected the injustices of the world with that one. Schmeichel's just going to run out and probably pop that in his space if he can. I was going to say it should have been a throw-in for Dundee. I didn't see what happened off the ball. Sirachi's down and Murray's complaining about something, but nonetheless. I don't even know what that is, man. What language is it? I feel like that's French. It's either French or Italian. Sira che sei mai or mai. My apologies for not being very bilingual. I only know 2 languages. And that's English and Scottish. I only know certain words in other languages. Yeah, man, it's like anyone that lives in Northern Europe has experienced that like 5 second getting out the shower into the cold. Oh my god. Well, Sriracha's going to come off. It probably looks a bit more, that must be more serious than it looks, but Tierney's on. He's going to get 2 minutes of this half, probably, well, yeah, I say about, with added time, about 2 minutes. They started stuff before the end of this first one, but Celtic have had a pretty good stint. Did what we needed to do, got that opening goal, which is more than we did in the last fucking match against them, so already very decent. We take it. Life is good in that sense, but Dundee have kind of crept in at times. They've had 1 or 2 half chances, but still no real shots to speak of. 1 or 2 good balls into the box, and that's about it. Speaking of, there's another one. That's a fucking bad giveaway. They've just hit the bar as soon as I've said that. Stop trying me, God. Do not do that to me again. Chance, they still have it in the box. Shot. Good save, Schmeichel. God damn it, man. Why didn't he speak shit into existence? That could have been problematic. Murray's just hit the ball. It was a great ball into the box. The running behind was, give him credit, very well timed. Just a very silly mistake for Scales. He's said his confidence not for the opening minute. You've got to say it's another mistake. They get it back and then it's a good shot and Schmeichel just parries it out for a corner. Could still be problematic. Oh, right, was the offside or something? I don't know, it's been pulled back for something. What do you mean 5 additional minutes? For what? Another half-time pies not ready yet? That's probably what it is. I really don't understand what the 5 additional minutes are for. You're trying to learn Gaelic. Just use the main phrases, my guy. Oh, good. He's just had to get away, that's sad. Calm enough. I feel like with that, as soon as we've seen the 5 additional minutes, it's like Celtic just clicked it up a gear to try and grab that second, but in fairness, Dundee are trying to go forward where they can. Graham did well to dig it out for the back and force it up the field, but not too much else to speak of. We'll check all the scores at half time, but thank you for the update, Vicky. We do appreciate that one. Not a match day for a lot of goals. Sriracha's back out, and that's nice to see. He's on the bench. He hasn't got the jacket on. You'll love to see it. Embracing the Scottish cold. One more chance before the end of the half would be quite fantastic. Something along those lines would be decent anyway. A decent ball into the box actually as soon as I say that. Can we speak this into existence? That'd be nice. Nice, good press and hustle. Still dangerous. Should be a throw-in for us. Doesn't go Dundee's way instead. Brother waved to Scotland last time. She couldn't believe the similarities written. Oh yeah, that's it's genuinely uncanny. They both sound the exact same when you try and pronounce some of the words. I just find it funny because they just sound exactly. If you listen to someone speak Gaelic quickly, they sound exactly like a Sims character. You know, like the ship for the itis or like that type of shit. You know what I mean? They just have that accent, and you're like, that's cool as hell, but I can't speak it. Like, you know the obvious ones like your Albergo Brass and all that, like that, you know, simple. I know basic ass Gaelic, that's it. Can you tell me the scores in England as well, cuz? I can't telepathically know. I'll check at half time though. I'll give you an update on every score that anyone in chat's curious about, even if it's a fucking random non-league team. I'll check it if you need me to. Oh yeah, I actually need to check too. I'm doing that now. we're just kind of seen passing around the back, so I'm going to check to see what's happening. Albion Rovers, what the fuck's going on with you, bro? Give me games. They just not cover them anymore, I guess. Bhoys, fair enough. We've only got about a minute left in this one and then half time, so we may as well see what happens. We have gone for a bit of a pass, ball, box, in. Oh, cleared away by Samuels at the back stick to force another corner. It will be the last chance of the half. That's all you know. Well, at least it's something. It counts as Gaelic, right? Probably we drew our last match against the Civil Service Strollers. Get the shot away. Well, he didn't do that. Instead, he just opted to give it away, which I suppose is half of the sentence correct. Only about 10 seconds left, and then we've got half time basically on the referee's whistle. Bit of a slower 20 minutes, but the opening 25 was certainly a lot more effective. Nice step out of the way for the referee though, give him credit though. Oh, it does deflect. There's claims, and a lot of claims actually, for a handball. Oh, he's got his arms up like this, like he's, you know, the Redeemer of Christ. The referee doesn't seem too interested, instead blows for the half-time whistle. So there you go, half-time in this one, can't really complain about it. Let's see what's happening in the other matches. Bo. Still no goals to speak of, man. That's insane. Google was like fucking, what, 3, 4, 5 minutes behind. That's even worse. Yeah, all square between Rangers and Dundee. Give them credit, that's interesting. You have a couple on for English games. Let me pull up some of those then now for you, my guy. Premier League. Let's run through the list of things right now. Any interesting results? Leeds are 1-0 up against Chelsea. I'm not sure if, I mean, the screen's always condensed whenever I do it on this one, but if you want a little gander, here you go. 2-2 between Brighton and Aston Villa. Palace are 1-0 up against Burnley. Arsenal are 1-0 up against Brentford. Wolves, as expected, haven't done fuck all, and they're still all square against Nottingham Forest. Leeds are beating Chelsea 1-0. Liverpool, they've just kicked off against Sunderland, and that one's still all square, so there's your updates for that one, I guess. Can't really argue with that too much. I'm going to take a gander at this. What does this mean table-wise so far? So as things stand, yeah, not too bad. We get 3 more goals, we'd break that. Nah, they'd still need them goals 4. Yeah, you're right, we'd need 5 at least. But in terms of the rest of the league, I mean, Rangers would fall a little bit further behind. They would be pretty much, what, 9 points now. So that'd be 3 games back before December's even really got going. That wouldn't be exactly ideal for them in that sense. No, not to bother all, guys. Give us her down to the back of it. But I mean, to be fair, you work Gaelic in some of that. That's why we use words like aye and no still. The Scottish is, you know, at least old Scots, like the style of English we speak anyway. It's usually like a mix of some types of words like that. That's why you have people in Falkirk that will say like Ken and Dinny, because they're similar words to Gaelic ones. They still come through our accent, but that's probably why we stopped speaking it, because when we speak normal English, our voices are kind of monotone, unless you're a, you know, Glaswegian, in which case you speak like this, you know what I mean? But if you're from most places, you're quite docile. But Gaelic, like I said, you sound like you're so much like Harbagorra, you know. like an American try to sound Scottish saying something, that type of thing. Oof. It's going to either be a massive hit or a massive miss, but I hope it works out to be the first option. I hope it does solid. No, but I'll let you fucking go then. Brilliant. Can't argue with that, Vicky. Rio's had a very good half. He's popped up with a couple of chances, came up with a really good ball into the box that opened up Yank's shot for Maeda's knock-on header for the deflection. Can't really argue with that. He's put some decent balls into the box for Arn as well. Had that half chance where, you know, McCracken had to kind of force it away from being anything potentially too bad. I'm sure it's a term of endearment, guys. Yeah, and they also had one or two clearances after the line, so when you look at it as a whole, I wouldn't actually say too bad from us. Pretty fucking reasonable, actually. I'll put that screen up so I can actually see chat a little bit easier and I don't miss ones that come through. I appreciate all the support as well, boys, on the stream so far. We're doing pretty alright. We absolutely smashed that 1780 goal. We've got 786, so 14 away. But if you're going after a wee coffee break or something like that, you can join us again in about 10 minutes. If you ask anyone in Scotland what you speak, well, I speak Scottish obviously, but if you apply it in an international form, you just say you speak English. So you don't have Americans, oh I speak American, you know. What is this English nonsense? I don't speak any of that, I speak good old fashioned Delaware. No, absolutely not. No, we speak Old Scots, that's the I think the official language term anyway. I'm sure there's something like that on, like, fucking one of those, like, language learning apps, right? You'd imagine something like Duolingo or some shit as that. Do you want to learn a meaningless and obscure accent? Like, yeah, I'll do it. I feel like your identities don't need to be tied to football clubs. That much I can agree with for sure. I'm definitely not in a position to argue at all. Fair enough. Listen, I'm just the humble host. I sit here and observe. As long as it doesn't get personal, then it's valid enough, I guess, right? Call it friendly debate. Just currently watching McCowan and Trusty talking to an El Barstool. I love to see it. Scenes. Oi. Oh yeah, I suppose I should give you some. Are any of you interested in darts at all? I know I usually have some people that are in here on and off and they take an interest in darts specifically. I got new darts and I want to show people what, you know, just so there's something to talk about over the half, because there wasn't too much. It's pretty much exactly what we talked about in the first half. That's what's played out in this half, right? Celtic came out, controlled the kind of predominant amount of the half. Dundee had that opening 5-10 minute stint where they were kind of threatening, kind of not, but again, no real shots to speak of until pretty much right at the end of the half, where Murray came through and hit the post, hit the ball, but I'm pretty sure it was offside anyway, so I'm like, we got away with that in that sense. Gaz is one of the good ones, Vicky. That's the one thing I will say. The man is, you know, the least corrupt. Nah, he's a solid bloke, to be honest. A good gentleman. I suppose I can keep tabs and see what's happening, and please tell me there's some changes in some games. I'm kind of keeping tabs on the Liverpool and Sunderland on the side, so I do apologise if I kind of tune out every now and then, so I'm just seeing what's happening on the side there. What bet is it you're specifically keeping an eye on, guys? Is it just like all across the board? Have you got like a coupon running or something, I'm guessing? Man, I could hear the bagpipes starting to pick up as I read through that one, Caden. Fair enough, my guy. Ah, you've got like a full scale bet going on. Keeping tabs on anything that's happening on the side with us, but nothing to really speak of. Leeds beating Chelsea's a bit of a surprise, but then again they tend to do that sometimes, right? They just pop up with an awkwardly surprising result every now and then. Kind of running low and just might grab some. As long as she's kept civil, that's the main thing. Don't make it personal and don't go after specific groups. It's very basic chat rules. She's adhering to them, you're adhering to them. Life is good. It's what we call friendly banter. Good debate. Liquid gold, man. Absolutely love that shit. I think got too long until the second half kicks up and we see what goes on in that sense. I mean, just a half decent start to the second half. Like, I wanted that second before the end of the first. Didn't come. Could have had it. Like I said, that goal and clearance for Samuels was probably as close as we did get. Yeah. I mean, there's like a unanimous agreement between like the kind of Celtic countries, you know what I mean? Ireland, Scotland and Wales. Nice to see you, Matthew. Pretty decent, my guy. Hope you're well as... Well, hope you're well as well. That's a tongue twister. Say that 10 times first. Hope you're doing good, my guy. I think the only concern is obviously Sriracha coming off for Tierney. That means that there might be a tweak that's happened to Sriracha that could put him out for a few extra days. Might be problematic going into that game against Hearts, although like I said in the first half, I feel like the reason we kind of started Sriracha was to make sure that Tierney was fully fit for the game against Hearts. So the main concern for me is just I don't want to see like the camera cut to Tierney lying on the ground with his like hands in his head or whatever like that. It would not be fun. Yeah, I'm kind of in agreement, Matthew. A couple of people were asking in the first half, and I think for most part, it's just the fact that anyone that's like, if they watch British football and you're just like Premier League, SPFL, whatever, then you don't know who he is. I've got optimism. I feel like there's definitely some good that can come out of this, but it will just be a case of seeing what he does, especially over the kind of 2-3 weeks when he comes in first, to see what tactics he's going to introduce, and then more importantly, if the January transfer window comes up, just how much the board are willing to back him early doors, because obviously you don't want to take that risky doing what Rangers have done, essentially get someone in this, you know, like you give them a lot of money during the summer and then 5-6 months later that manager's gone. So I feel like the board will, it must have done a good amount of verifying work to make sure that they've got something here. So my fingers are crossed. I think it could be decent for them, sure. Wait, what, the runners? Yeah, oh, Gazza's is so nice. It's not Celtic, man. Doesn't make him a bad one. We'll back him. Well, they fucking picked him, so if they don't, then it's on their own shoulders. They can sit there and try and pin whatever they want on Rodgers, but if the same fucking theory plays out twice over, then you know it's not it's not the manager's fault. It's that same with relationships, right? If there's a lassie that keeps saying that every one of her exes were abusive and narcissistic and and then the same thing happens to you and all those other guys now, sort of like that type of scenario, you don't want a rinse and repeat, right? So ideally, the board should at least have said to Nancy, look, what's the minimum that you're willing to work with? And if he's kind of sat down and went, well, I don't know, like 15-ish million or something like that, if we sell any players, then the excess funds for that ideally, then great, you know, that's exactly what we want. Second half's about to kick off though, so what we're going to do is switch back to this screen, because football time is about to commence once again. Hopefully a good half of football to be had. Going to Celtic to get the ball rolling this time. People still getting their arses back in their seats. Anyone that's been here for the whole half, thank you for joining us on just a random ramble. I have a feeling some people will pop back in over the course of this one. But we're underway. Let's get some football played. It would be nice to see us grab that early goal as soon as possible. They're already forcing a throw out very deep into their territory, final third. It's like Celtic are just going to pick up where they left off in the first half, kind of slow things down, try and retain possession just on the outside areas of the box, although that's a good pass inside, still potentially threatening. 1-2 pass between Orn and McGregor gets out into the right areas, good touch, lovely layoff, there might be something to happen here, it's going to be cut across, cleared away. I'm probably, well, the flag's gone up for offside anyway, I guess. The original ball in behind to Dyes and it was, to be fair, right, can't argue with that. Your first, that's low, that I was not expecting to hear for you, though. Your first 4 games in Scotland were at Ibrox, damn. Could have been 2-1 up. Oof. Sorry, at least you know Rangers are starting half. I can respect that, though, honestly, that's fair enough. Nothing wrong with testing the waters and then picking the right one in the end of it all. You made the right choice, so congratulations. Schmick will be under a little bit of pressure, should get that away. It was a slightly risky pass, but he does survive it. You're odd boy, what a fucking name. Fantastic, my guy. Thank you for subscribing, we appreciate it. Pushes us ever closer to that 1800 goal. Also, apparently 1-0 up. Damn. We'll check in a few minutes, just to give Google a chance to catch up and verify. But that's not the worst case scenario for us. Like I said, not problematic. I'm still doing this with the knowledge of that game in hand. Dundee are trying to play a stale game here back towards McCracken. He may just wait for a step in and then force it long. Yep, Maheda engages the press and that's exactly where the ball goes. Spilled into space. Dundee don't really do the greatest job of putting themselves in a good position, more or less under their own pressure there. Cleared away and Celtic once again just tap the ball down, recover it, Colby. Trusty, he'll step and run into the midfield, I'd imagine, pop out to space. McCowan and on there as options should he need them. Don't mind that too much. Trusty gets it back, switch to Scales. He might just do the same thing and pop it out towards Tierney if the option's there. Opts to go inside towards Young instead, leaving Tierney open on that left hand side, but some good side work for Celtic. Keeping the flow as calm as possible. Good touch, played back, but again it's only 1-2 touch stuff that we're getting here. No sustained, constant 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 control touches. This year maybe getting 2 at best. Kind of doing it by choice to themselves as well. Yeah, that's the right idea. Just pops it back. Trusty gets it for Schmeichel. He'll saunter forward, and that's more like it. There you go. Good cut up pass, opens Dundee up a little bit, and it gives us options. Played in again. Lovely layoff. Can't argue with the football. Good stuff. Shot from range is decent. Spilled! It's a big miss. It could be a corner. I'm not sure what happened, but something. It's either Maeda missed a big chance or it was a great block. I think it might have been the first one. The play to get into the box was absolutely fantastic. Again, lovely pass for Rio. McCowan's shot isn't too bad. McCracken saves it. I think it is just not the greatest rebound touch for Dyson at all. He's got that problematic defender in the way, so he probably just couldn't hit it low, and that's what probably guided his decision on the shot type. It was a big chance for us. You saw the light, fantastic, my man. The lights at Paradise burn brighter in Scotland than anywhere else. Let's take a little gander then. Let's see if they did indeed. There's nothing really new developing there. Let's matches. Okay, well it's just done that instead, I guess. That's fantastic. Google, you are absolutely on the day, yeah. As you would expect. Also, one up against Cooley. Well, if they don't show stats or anything either, then it's fantastic. With a full match schedule. Ah, that's the one. We'll leave that up as this so you can still see it. You know what's happening in that one, so you don't need to see the other one. That's good enough. Back to this. That's just complete sustained pressure first though. McGregor from range. Shoot. Shoot! Oh, he does as well, to be honest. I don't mind it. Right idea, honestly, just couldn't keep it down. If it was a rugby punt, much more convincing as a shot. No arguments there, can't argue with it too much, but maybe could have just tried to keep it down. Leaned back on it a bit too much. But Colby, McCowan and McGregor are getting involved a lot more. The passing for Rio has been excellent in this game, by the way. I want to point that out, man. He's probably been the best midfielder out of the three. Arn's been consistent. McGregor's been, you know, our captain. Good, composed, simple stuff. But Rio's doing a lot of the fancy stuff and, more importantly, doing it well. Young's chasing back, McCowan's pressing where he can. It's a good team performance, genuinely. Despite the fact there's only one goal in it, it's hard to argue that we don't deserve to have the lead. More importantly, probably should have two. Next goal could be massive for this match if there is one to be had. But I think Dundee are aware of the damage limitation that they need to do in the early stages of this half. They don't want to obviously have a second to come back from within about 5-10 minutes of the start of this. That's awkward, man. Play it nice. Not the smartest leave, I don't understand the idea of it, but the press is still there. Dundee managed to break away from it and break away from it well. Hamilton does well, saves it forward. Dan does got it. But that's brilliant for Colby. Steps in, just puts his body in the way, makes it awkward now. Celtic's turn to potentially break. Laid off, Yang under pressure, does well to step away for his. Oh, he slips, but gets up calm enough. And Celtic can reset their shape and go again. Fabulous. Any half time changes? Not from us. Pretty much as is. Dundee have not really changed anything too much either. That's a deflection. Oh my god. Corner kick far side. Rio's reaction should tell you all you need to know. It's another good touch on by McCracken, I believe. Here comes another ball. That's decent. Good press, Rio. That's a good chance as well. The arguments there, man. Oh, could have been something. Took a deflection after the defender bounced across. You can see McCutcheon's raging at that as well. He's had to defend his box a few times and a few chances there. Corner kick comes in. Fucking hell. Nearly put it into their own net again, Dundee. That is, they're trying, honestly. That's twice McCracken's had to get involved in front of his own man there. Damn. Decent wee passage of play. I was literally just saying how McCutcheon's like stepping outside his 6-yard box to scream at the other players to get into position, and then as soon as that happens, Rio gets put in behind and nearly does that. Could have been good. Like I said, all one-way traffic from us so far. If it stays like that for the 90 minutes, not too bad. I love that correction order. Oh, whomever your chosen deity is. Keeping things respectful, you love to see it. Tierney. Cam. Yang. Cam up. That's good. Lovely football played out. He's still got it on that far side. He makes step in and get the ball across. Takes a deflection off the inside. I think of Graham there. Just rolls into the hands of the keeper. Look a lot well. Things you love to see. Good darts player, him. He's alright, isn't he? Henrik's birthday's coming up soon. Surprised that's not a national holiday in Sweden. Oh, good. Actually, it could be a really threatening ball if they got the touch. Oh, ho, ho, ho. Colgrave was there. Couldn't get the touchdown in time, though. Can't see a lot going down on that left-hand side. Samuels is having an okay-ish game. Ashley, since he's come on, has been pretty quiet. Can't say too much for the front three. Murray's had one or two okay moments where he's pressing, but that's about it. Can't speak too much for the midfielders either. Dan and Hamilton have been very limited in their chance creation as well. So they're just playing around them. But we need that second goal. Ideally, the second goal would just make sure that everything is calm and collected, and just takes that back of the head thought that there could be a late mistake to happen. Young seems to get that memo more than most. He's trying to break forward. Good step in and an interception there. It's another block. This is where Celtic's press can be good. Clear the way again. Celtic once again try to put bodies in the way. Dundee can't get a single touch without having a shirt in green and white right there with them. And Scales just cuts it back for Schmeichel to set up again. Fantastic. It's all glowing green and white so far. Can't say there's been too much in terms of chances for Dundee at all so far. That's a loose pass. Tierney does well to just kind of get in the way, punch it forward. Could be awkward. Headers one. One of the Dundee players had his hand up for something, not too sure what, I'll be honest. Fantastic. I guarantee you there will be Celtic fans out there that will 100% have like a wee fucking Henrik thing that sits at the top of their tree. I 100% believe that, honestly, Oliver. Would not surprise me in the slightest. It's in sarcastic faith, Caden. Come on, man. I don't think he means all of that. Tenecte is on though. That is a change. Yang comes off. Give him credit where he's due. Yang had a decent wee stint. His shot led to the goal. Consider that a key shot. Nah, Aldo's been in chat long enough, man. Yeah, so do not worry about it. Only could take one right down for you. Would it be Prime Martin O'Neill or Prime Lawson? I think everybody would agree that as good as O'Neill is, Having 4 years of guaranteed absolute bliss up front. Yeah, I love O'Neill to death, but I even think O'Neill, if he was asked that question, he wouldn't even hesitate. What the fuck are you talking about? Henrik Clark every day of the week, what are you talking about? He would be just as confused as anyone else. Can you, like, compromise and have, like, both of them in their prime years, but for 2 years each? Is that an option? Take that, if that was a deal. I'll pass. Or, still could be dangerous. Fuck's sake, good defence as well, but again, still could be dangerous. Dundee cannot get it clear for the life of them, man. If I was a manager, I'd start to be genuinely quite annoyed, as every time it goes into the box, it's just getting cleared straight back in. Box, straight back in. Should be 2-1 up, oh no way. Ah, yous are all good, don't worry about it. I appreciate that, okay. Kind gesture, but all does on his sound. It's a different story if, like, you know, Big Raging Hun 93 comes into chat and then he starts keying his slander and calling us all the C word or something. Then go for it, but I honestly thought that was a throw-in for them. It's not for us, fantastic. Well, it's for them, fuck off. I thought we had a chance. I thought it looked like it came off the back end in there. Any arguments, but all disappointed. That would have been a great area. They've made 3 changes. Let's see. Murray, Congreve and Danda are off, and it's fuck me, I totally missed who those was. I think Commento was one of them. You're talking about missing open chances to a Celtic fan. Bro, we had Adam Ida as a striker for like a year. That was enough. He missed about 60% of those. For real, for real. Things you'll love to see, Kevin. I love how it acted. I guarantee there's probably someone that's got that name. Oh, that's a good ball. Good feet. Shot, saved, spilled, not cleared. Oh, it's Dundee are surviving here, and the Kraken's having a cracking game. Another good save for the shot stopper. Gets down low. It's another cracking hit for, honestly, a really good hit for Rio. Doesn't do anything wrong at all. Good play for Celtic on the outside of the final third again. Just simple 1-2 stuff. Nice little backheel layoff for Rio. Does well to kind of roll it for the shot. And yeah, good save. Spot on, good. It's a good method to live by. Just because the world's shit doesn't mean you need to be. Perfect way to be. It's apparently 2-1. No fucking way it's 2-1. Let us observe. St Mirren have gone 1-0 up against Aberdeen. That's kind of surprising. Dundee have scored the second against Rangers though. Fuck me, that could not be much worse for Rangers. They're going to need to at least grab another off the board. They need something. Just make sure some like random white woman that goes to Starbucks does not see your tree through the window. That shit will get robbed instantly. The N word, but no, I'm going to guess the one that ends with E. Well, that's a deflection. Tierney. Do it, Tierney! Oh, I thought he was teeing up to hit it on that left foot, man. That iconic left foot drag shot. Steady lays it off, still dangerous. It's not the most lethal or threatening cross, but could still be danger. Never mind, that's actually fucking excellent touch for Tierney. Holy shit, Tenecti's got it. That was fucking excellent for Kieran. Shot for Tenecte, does have the right idea, shapes towards the net, but had to curl a lot more to be too much of a threat. Apparently it's 2-2. Interesting. Let's have an observation switch. Apparently, according to Google, Dundee got their goal. Nah, never mind, it's updated. Let's just say something's happened. What have I actually loaded, does it? No. Oh, look, they've got the fucking stats back. Have they just finally decided that's going to work again? In the middle of it? Fantastic, cool. Well, there you go. I suppose we'll leave that up there in the corner so we can switch back to it as necessary, but apparently it's still 2-1. Unless there was a goal disallowed or something, guys, I'm not too sure. McCowan. Scott to Scott, lovely pass. Tierney. Tenecte. Scales with a switch, that's decent enough, Trusty. It's a very good game for centre back. All these passes have been pretty much exactly where they've needed to be. Scales have had one or two iffy moments. We just really ideally need that second. One goal leads are never comfortable to deal with. Goal struck off, oh there you go. That's probably what Vicky was alluding to earlier with the fellas celebrating on that Rangers stream. I have been that fool myself, so I'm not going to judge. Celtic to him. Nice to see you, man. Going for that 2-0 production now, Tommy, I don't blame you. Ah, the goal got struck off, there we go. Well, speaking of chances for goals, Dundee do have a set piece chance, as notoriously well we've been quite lacking at points in this season. I understood what you meant the first time round, Caden, you don't need to clarify, my guy. You're more than fine. And right on cue, there she is. Things you love to see. I mean, if you're a Celtic fan, fantastic. If you're a neutral, that game must have some interesting things. What was it disallowed for, guys? Out of curiosity. It's very 50-50 football right now, man. It's just bouncing off of any conceivable surface. Eventually it pops out in Dundee's favour. Switched out for Hamilton. That could have been an awkward pass. He does well to retain it. Astley sends it high and forward. That's not a bad ball actually, but the touch is such a letdown. He is not going to be too happy with that, but you can respect the run in behind. Was he onside? Probably would have been just offside as well. Scales did have his hand up quite instantly, so that should have told you. Ah, so there would have been two reasons, valid enough. That's a strange one, definitely. Let's back to what you were saying at the start of the stream, guys. That transfer window coming up is a massive one for a lot of reasons. Love that for Colby. Love that for you, Colby. Fucking excellent, me man. Holds it up, steps in, lays it off perfectly just for a simple little run on. We're kind of at that point where we should be considering making changes now anyway. Comfortably past 2/3 of the game. And as long as we stay on that course, not too bad, but again, considering the fact we've very much limited Dundee's chances. In fact, the only time they did get through on goal was that bar shot, which, like I said, was offside. There's a whip ball across the box, still could have been dangerous. Tenecte might do enough to keep that in. Good for the Tunisian, fucking excellent for the Tunisian. Great feet, wee man. Played back out towards Tenecte, might go for a quick cross here. Doesn't, steps inside, cuts back, and that's probably a bit too much, wee man, but I respect the effort. Sent forward, chance for Dundee, and it's a great fucking long ball. Like I said, it's the holy tactic for Dundee, and it nearly works out. Their first real shot of the game. Straight at Schmeichel, thankfully for us, he kind of just pushes it out wide. But one simple ball over the top and again Scales does not do himself justice about covering his man, lets him get away from him. It's a good save for Casper in the end game, credit where it's due. I suppose once we get to like the 60, well, I'd say about the 70th minute actually. We can always check to see what's going on there. Well, the corner has potentially be threatening anyway. It's definitely, if they can hold it up into that corner anyway, the throw-ins, they've gone long with it. Okay. I keep forgetting some teams will do that. And actually now there's a chance for us to break. There is a chance for us to break. Hold on a fucking second. Breakaway is open if there is just a bit of a better touch for Dyson, man. Fuck. Don't know if the bandage got over his eyes or not, but he should have seen that guy coming for a mile a fucking way. Sitting high and forward, coming off. Chase down is on. Awkward touch and clearance. It's actually a shot for range for Dundee, but it was never really going to be too threatening though. Certainly not at liberty to argue with the performance level so far from us. This has been about what you would expect. Fantastic Erkan. I don't see anything happening, so calm it down. Any one of my mods are in here, you know what to do. People do that way too much. Cross into the box is decent. Oh, could have been something there. It's stolen the near post, calm enough for the goalkeeper. Chased. Oh fucking hell, that's a big mistake. McCracken's really done that thing again. How's that a foul for them? That's insane. Well, they got away with one there. That's the nicest way to say it. That should have been a fucking... I mean, my his face, oh my Jesus, he did not look pleased at all. I mean, he stopped spamming, so I'm guessing Virtual's popped in and came in clutch. We'll see what's happening with the other games in the Premiership. Dundee have actually overturned that 1-goal deficit. So give them credit where it's due. They're trying to keep their season somewhat on a stable path. Hearts are still 1-0 up against Kelly. Give them credit where it's due. Still all square between Falkirk and Motherwell, and like we had been discussing for the past 5 or 10 minutes. Dundee are 2-1 up against Rangers. Give them credit where it's due. This could be quite big for them because it would actually put them above Dundee, I believe. Some interesting results playing across the board here for sure. Since we're about halfway through this half anyway, I should kind of say, if you're new here, please consider subscribing. We'll be slowly pushing towards 1800 and actually gained a good few subscribers. I think you'll love to see. We're actually only one away for 1790, which would be fantastic, so thank you very much for that, man. Support of the day has been pretty fucking immense. But I think one more support and assist for you, Rio, would be fantastic, wee man. If you could get that on the score sheet, that'd be fantastic. Good pass, simple opening here. Donovan might just have to cut it back. Does indeed choose that option, safer than... Sorry there. Scales shifts it on. Can't. I mean, to be fair, if VR disallowed one for you, I suppose they're going to balance out karma-wise. It's a good punt forward. Gotta like it, man. Schmeichel's got his distribution levels back to where it was, you know, at the start of the season. It's nowhere near as inconsistent. Tierney and Scales are playing some decent stuff, although I think Scales is looking a wee bit tired, honestly. If there's a change, maybe Dane Murray might actually come on for him. Just because he does look a wee bit leggy, and one well-timed run in behind could probably do us some major problems, so avoid that. The main moderator's Flash, technically. Watchalong's my most, what would I'd call him, my war general. You know what I mean? But Flash does a lot of the Discord stuff, which, by the way, if you're new here and you're interested, you can go and join the community Discord. We kind of do community calls every once in a while, and you know, a bunch of other things of that sort. If you just want to talk shop about Celtic or Scottish football in general, you can join it. The name for it's down in the description if you want to just pull up and search in. If you have Discord anyway, it's not necessary. If not, you're more than welcome to still vibing here. It's more for off-stream purposes. Your guns on for Wesley. Honestly makes sense because Wesley's been very, what's the best way to describe it, shite. He's not really been involved in this game, which is kind of surprising because pretty much I said if he can get his crossing going he can be a threat, but yeah, been very much kept quiet on that far side. So Guy Donovan, his credit, he's marked him out. Fantastic. I should clarify again that we call him Virtual, not Virtual. Virtual is what he used to be called. That was his old YouTube name. I've just stuck with it. Football. Nice. Some sporting goodness. Let's go. Trusty switches it forward. Donovan, cross has to come in. Does actually get a good one in. It's going to be headed away. Touchdown. Good shot. Deflects and said that a lot. But cleared away by the Dundee man. Corner kick for us. Let's go. All my mods are top class, man. Chateau's just a gentleman. Virtual's an absolute top class bloke, and Flash is a good friend. That's a good switch. Here we go. And they're all in the Discord too, so if you want to join, they're all there. Virgil is better. That is funny. Just completely call the bloke by the wrong name. Oh, good step in attempt fell in there. Cut out well by Dundee. Ah, well, there's one of them. Right on cue. Yeah, there's Chateau. They've all helped out massively in their own ways. Flash for the Discord stuff and behind the scenes. Chateau's like the international representative that can calm people down, and Virtual's the absolute fucking madman that he is. It's a good, you know, chaotic bundle. That's a good ball. Oh my fucking god, you should have got a touchdown. Nonetheless, it's still dangerous enough. Just couldn't take it down off his chest clean enough, but it's still dangerous. Tierney's got it, cuts it back onto his left. Might just play it back into the central space. Yeah, simple and effective. I'm not going to argue with that one too much. Nice, beats his man. That's foul. Ref, maybe. No, okay. Fuck you then. Can't argue with it. Fair enough. Forward they go. Breakaway chance. I don't like this. Never mind, Maeda's an absolute fucking demon and chases him back. To the halfway line, might I add. Another clear chance, Wolf. Ah, bless you, that's kind. If you have public sub settings on, you have a little notification thing that plays down there. But I'm going to refresh and check. There we go, 1790. Much appreciated, my guy. We're 10 away for 1800. Getting about 15 this stream, fucking bless. Not bad for a, you know, midweek late night kickoff. Things you love to see. And we go to wrap things up a second would be nice. So don't know how the fuck he kept that in retention. Swung in kind of haphazardly by Tenecte. It's not the greatest pass of all time. Trust he retains it from the clearance. Like I said, he's been very calm, steady as a rock today. And kind of forgive skills because the Intelli just looks a wee bit tired. He's still doing an absolute shift though. Here's KT. Right idea with the ball into the box, but easily should be retained by McCracken. Comes out, claims it, killing off. I suppose we'll have a... I was going to say that we'll have a break and play, never mind. They just played it from the get-go. It's just showed some of the stat counts there though. Quarter Dundee's passes haven't hit their target. And possession-wise, it's pretty much as you would expect. One way, Celtic, 70% of it, pretty much. Fucking mad. Oh yeah, how are we doing for likes, by the way? We've apparently got 97 viewers, that's fucking insane, by the way. Cheers for that. It's always nice when we hit near enough trouble digits, that's fucking minted. I guess we can set the like goal for this stream at 30 then. Pop down, flicked on, hold on, chance. Ah, good fucking interception for that Hamilton boy. Stepped in at the fucking perfect time. Trying to break away, it's going to be a yellow card. Definitely a yellow card, no hesitation there for the referee. Catches his man very late. Hard to argue with that. Oh, we're past 30 already, fucking excellent. I suppose we'll have a little break here. We can check, see what's happening score-wise. So Marin have got a second, so it's 2-2 in that game. See, look, they don't have stats sometimes, and then they do for others, and then like, you know, it's fucking dumb as hell. Fair enough. Still 2-1 in this one though. We'll keep the ones up here because that way you can see what's happening in all of them at a face value. A quick check in the Premier League ones for vibes. No fucking way, Leeds are 2-1 up. Wolves lost again, Lamar. Well, Donovan is off, as well as McCowan, I believe, and it looks like it's going to be Negrin and Ralston to grace the pitch with their unbelievable presence. Ralston with his magnificent hair, and Negrin with his magnificent skill. Bernardo's the other change for Hatate, I believe, so not too bad. I like those changes. They are nice. They work. That's a clear head. Oh my god. Rest in peace. Looks like it's just one of those days for Rangers. Or one of those months. Or one of those seasons. One of those campaigns. Oh fuck me, it was offside by like 10 miles. I was wondering what it was held up for. I thought it was for the foul first. No, offside. I like how a couple of the Green Brigade members have slowly crept their way down to like the bracket where it's been cut off, just so they can get better seats. I don't blame them, honestly. Celtic Park's starting to clear out now. I think a few people are kind of convinced that the win's in the bag unless Dundee can grab something late. Celtic still pressing for that second. There's a lot of potential for it to work out. Maybe if we can grab one late, that'd be fantastic, just for the momentum. And more importantly, to send Martin O'Neill off with a nice wee late celebration. Because like I said, unless there's a few mitigating circumstances, it looks like Celtic will be seeing Martin O'Neill off for the final time once the 90 minutes hit. What's the consensus on Bernardo? I like him. I think he's solid. 105 watching, fucking incredible. I mean, he's definitely solid enough if, you know, the Portuguese federations have put him in charge of the under 21s, 23s, whatever it is he's in. Oh, good for Tenecte into the box, get the pass away, deflects, still not clear. Oh, fucking hell, man. They're leading a charmed life at times. McGregor just decides to rugby tackle his man to the ground. Can't even really blame him. He's definitely going to go into the book for that. It's what you call a professional yellow. Didn't want the breakaway, drags his man down. Hamilton's going to complain at the referee to try and see if he can get his midfield counterpart upgraded to a red, but McGregor ain't having it. As a Yobana that just like broke away, it was, yeah, McGregor was not even fucking thinking about winning the ball, they'll just take the man out. But it's not cynical, so yellow it is. Do you think the board want the Green Brigade out for good? I don't think anyone wants that, but there were a few people that made some very stupid threats. I know, like I've done it myself on stream where you kind of call somebody a name or whatever, and it is what it is. But there's a different story about like actively threatening people. So like those specific motherfuckers should have been banned. There's a shot for distance, and there you go. Case in point, Dundee can still do some damage later on. It's not a threatening shot, but it is at Hamilton. He seems fired up. But I feel like they should ban those individuals and then kind of lay out the groundwork to be like, don't do that shit. It's dumb. Banning the entire section's just a... I don't know. I wouldn't even say rules the issue for Rangers. These came into a very fucked situation. It's just going to be a case of what he decides to do in January if the board decide to even give him the money to invest, and that will be the problem. If Danny goes into January and all of a sudden it's like, oh, I need like 10-15 million, and the board just go, fuck off man, we don't trust you for, you know, we don't see you here in 6-7 months, then yeah, things are very bleak. Celtic have a major chance to salvage themselves, and I think we will. In January we will make a couple of good signings. Kelly have apparently scored. Holy shit, hold on. Allow me to observe. Apparently not, but Aberdeen have scored. They've reversed their fortunes. They've got themselves back in front 3-2 in that game. But apparently... Oh, Kelly, have you never fucking mind. God has forsaken me with that last one. Never mind. I will take that back. Fantastic. Things you love to see, Kelly. Appreciate the update, man. We could theoretically... I mean, it's not going to happen. But we could theoretically go ahead if we score like 3 or 4 more goals. For the vibes. Falkirk and Motherwell are still goalless. And Motherwell are just draw merchants, man. People are talking about Rangers drawing their fucking games. This one's just... Look at them. Look at them. They just draw every time. It is in their bones. It's in their blood. The fact they've only lost twice is actually respectable as fuck. Give them credit where it's due. Interesting for sure. We'll keep that screen up there just in case. Danny Dyer. I feel like he would be a good non-league coach. Just shout at them in that accent. Oh, you stupid prick. Tell you what, man, if God does exist, Caden, then I feel like he might have. It's finishing 2-1 United with... Who knows? It's the Rangers thing to score in like the 95th minute, right? So just wait until that minute passes, if you even get that many added minutes. But we've got a game to finish here first. Dundee trying their best to get back into the game, but like I said, it's just kind of side to side. They try and go forward, Scales heads it back into their territory, rinse and repeat the cycle. Although, I mean, I say that, we've engaged the press the second that I have spoken. I feel like anytime I'm like, we're doing this, they just switch it up and do something different. Apparently it's a foul for Dundee, if not a throw-in on that far side. They've gone with a throw-in. Really, for that? Ah, well, yeah, to be fair, Maeda comes in and bundles them over. It's the contact with the knee. I was going to say that in itself, they were both pulling each other's shots. That is valid. Well, the first half was definitely more vibrant and interesting than the second, but like I said, it's about getting the 3 points in these types of games. They're going to be looking for the foul there. Trusty doesn't seem too happy, and the referee's decided to give that as a foul as well. Starting to dive a wee bit there, Dundee. Come on, man. Trusty looks fucking bemused, and honestly, I agree with him. What was the foul for? Like, Hayes grabs him, jumps in front of him, hits the deck because he's built like a goddamn fucking Christmas cracker. Goes down just pure easily, and nah. I suppose you got to do what you got to do. I suppose that's a valid statement, kid. Well, I'm definitely not a Satanist. I'm agnostic. I'm a man of proof. And the proof is, Celtic are good. We've done what we needed to do so far, as long as we don't concede here, which would really suck. It'd break me in fucking half of a hand, to be honest. But we've been pretty okay at keeping them quiet. We do have a couple of physical boys in there that can cause some problems. That Dan does a tricky wee dude as well. He can slither in between a few players, make it awkward. Just no stupid shit for here. If it is going to stay 1-0, the last thing we want to do is concede. That could have been awkward. Yep, Tenecti does the right thing, just gets to the byline, gets onto it, and he'll just try and drag it as far up the line as possible. Try and set our shape up where we can. Tierney. Same approach, sends it high and forward. It's not really going to be too threatening. Maeda will chase, and yeah, to give McCracken his credit, doesn't even want to take the risk of the ball bouncing into his box, just punts it as far forward as he can get it. How long's left in the Celtic game? Literally less than a few minutes. We're just gone 89 now. Well, just about to head on to 89, I should say. Give or take. I suppose it's a comfort thing, kid. And believe in what makes you happy. Well, they're really going for this one, Dundee. Send forward. Probably done more pressing in the last 5 minutes than they have done in the entire other 85. That's not, come on, man. I get it is a foul, but it's so soft. Wright has a wee smile with Tenecti has a wee smile back, so it's, it's all in good faith. It's just a kind of casual shot pull, arm pull. Wright just stops and then the foul's given. Come on, boys. Nothing too silly for the rest of this game, and we should be fine. There's not been too many stoppages, so we have that working in our favour. Cleared away, hooked up by Dyson. No one's really convincing with this one. I love all 1 second of that stoppage time I got to see. It's 3 additional minutes. We'll have one last little check to see what's happening in other games. Let's see. Well, it's full time between Falkirk and Motherwell. It'll be disappointing for them for that perspective. It looks like Aberdeen will get across the line against St Mirren, so give them credit where it's due. It must have been a cracking game out there. Most of the goals elsewhere went into this one. Hearts are still all square against Kilmarnock, which is not good for them, and obviously Rangers are on the brink of yet another really bad defeat against a team that they really should have got us at least some form of result against. Nygren's gone in the book for a loose challenge there. Can't argue with that one. Apparently it's full time now. Jesus Christ, Rangers have been beaten by United, so one Dundee side has done their citizen proud. And honestly, I mean, not a bad second half of this Dundee side either. Oh my god, as soon as I fucking say that, they crossed it into the box and actually got a header on it. He just didn't get enough contact. It was Graham that got up at the back, well, not back stick, but he made a run towards the back end there. Got in the loose. Oh, Jesus Christ, he really could have done a better job. His reaction tells you all you need to know. He was in the perfect place. I just don't think he was expecting to get on it. Big chance right at the end, man. How much time is left? Less than a few minutes now. Literally about a minute on my screen. Kilmarnock 1, Hearts 1, is that the full-time score? It'd be nice if that's the case. We'll wait until every game's on full-time, but we've only got less than a few seconds left in this one now. Highlights on tonight, of course, you will, Eddie, mate. You'll be watching them all. Like I said, it could throw up some interesting results tonight. Said it at the start of the stream. There's apparently that wait, is a penalty? Fuck's sake, Rangers have been dug out again. I thought it was full time based on what you were saying in the last comment, guys. Fair enough. They might get a equaliser. It's not going to affect us too much. We pick up 2 more points, they drop 2 more points. It's not too much of an issue for us. And who knows, they might miss it. Well, Celtic look to try and break away. This might be the final chance. That's a great ball. Dyson put it to bed. Big man get the second shot. Oh, it's hit the post. It's hit the post. Of course it has. We could have got the second right at the end there. It's a lovely shot for Dyson. Taking nothing away for the strike. It's well struck. Just unlucky that it decides to hit the post, man. Nothing wrong with it. I honestly think the keeper might have got a touch. I mean, Maida's actually just falls to his knees and I think he's back. That's full time. The referee doesn't even want to risk it. The goal clearance coming out. That's it. We've managed to get the job done. Fair enough. It's a win. A solid one. Apparently, what happened in the other game is that apparently it shouldn't have been a red according to that. What are you doing for Christmas? Vibing, Tommy. Realistically, just go down and see one of my parents. 2-2 off. Well, there you go. Let's observe the ending stretches of this one. They have indeed equalised. Apparently this game might go into, past 100 minutes. Aberdeen are still playing in their game against St Mirren. Liverpool getting beat. Fuck off, no way. Honestly, give Sunderland their credit, man. They're playing some great stuff. Doing better than their other Geordie brethren. I think in the game that matters, here we go. For anyone that's new here, you know the drill. Well, for anyone that isn't new here, I should say, you know the drill. For anyone that is new here, we have a thing anytime that we win. It's full time, there you go. They managed to get a point at least, so give them credit where it's due. We yell very loudly any time that we win, so observe. Make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't. If not, then, or if you're already there, I should say, then fantastic. You're an absolute legend of the game. So, gentlemen, not the greatest performance in the world, but convincing enough. Limited the damage, so for the performance and for the win, and more importantly, for Martin O'Neill and for his service, the absolute fucking legend that he is. Fucking yes, sir! It's progress and it's more points that we have. We take it. Let's have a little look at the table, since a few of you will probably be wanting to see what the table is saying now. I just kind of want to wait to see that one go full time, but we've got most of the results to know what's happening anyway, so honestly, fuck it. Let's have a gander. So, with that, Celtic are now equal on points with that game in hand, so no matter what, it's not in Hearts' favour anymore. They have absolutely, as we love to say, bottled it. They have fucked it big style. Just too many draws, 3 in the last 5. It's never good on top of that defeat as well. Last thing you'd want to see for them. Celtic are back. We're back in the big time, and more importantly, Rangers are still 9 points behind, so they're 3 games back. Judging by the sounds of it, they've rode their luck a little bit, so you know what to say. Not too bad at all. To anyone that's subscribed as well, thank you very much. Before most people kind of part off, I suppose we should check to see where we're at. 8 away for 1,800. Fucking incredible, man. Appreciate the help. Wasn't a penalty for fuck's sake, but I mean, it's a point, guys. It's, continues the unbeaten run. But Celtic have now picked up 5 wins for the last 5 domestically, especially, really good considering the fact that before that run of form was quite dicey looking, but we've put ourselves back into position and we've kicked on and done what we needed to do. Thanks for the great even. Not a problem at all, Aldo. You have a lovely rest of the night, my guy. Take it easy. Enjoy yourselves. Anyone that is heading off and all that good chance, take it easy. Been a pleasure having you in here. We do appreciate the support as always, boys. We'll be getting ready to wrap us up relatively soon, anyway. I tried and through Scottish support on their hunt, I guess. Oh well. It's a day for drama, let's say, you know what I mean? Good late drama across the board. Apparently Aberdeen came back, got their 3-2 win. Feel bad for the St Mirren, man. They just seem to be on the end of some really heartbreaking losses. It's, that is what it is. You do enjoy, Michael, mate. You do enjoy. I genuinely feel like I might be on the plan as well. What a surprise! I don't know, Vicky. It's part of the course, man. We just accept it, move on. It doesn't affect us too much. We're still 3 games ahead, which at this point in the season is basically a fucking death sentence to Rangers, because it means that they would need to rely on Celtic losing 3 games. And honestly, who knows, the new manager bounce might be aggressive and fuck us over, and we might stumble here and there, but for the most part, Martin O'Neill has put us in one of the best positions possible. He's dragged us back for a 9-point deficit, essentially, with 6 games domestically. That takes serious balls, serious ability, and serious fucking man management. So it's why I was saying Martin O'Neill should have maybe saved to the end of the season. But who knows? Nancy might come in, hit the ground running. It'd be nice to see. You know what I mean? It's a little bit disappointing, big ups. You know what I mean? You never want to get a last minute penalty, and according to guys, like I said, I'm basing off of what he's saying. Doesn't seem like it should have been a penalty. Who knows? But yeah, for anyone that is about to bail it, I should kind of pull out the next time alive, because it is a pretty crucial game and obviously has a lot of potential caveats for the season, but it is a massive one. That will be on the 7th of December, a few days from now, 4 days from now if you want the specifics. It will be, I mean, I'll be live about 10 minutes before give or take. So, keep that in mind if you want to watch alongside us. Of course, what these games, I mean, who knows? Honestly, it'll depend. Maybe I'm live for it, maybe I'm not. I'll try. I'll do my best at the very least. That's you all for the night, mate. It's been a pleasure to have you as always, Kev. Love to see you in here. Same with any familiar that we've seen. Any new faces always welcome as well. Very good, solid stream all round. Cannot complain about it in the slightest. Don't see why you're pissed off at the ref and how they... But mate, I think everyone, regardless of who they support, who they, hate, the unanimous agreement is that VAR isn't really the problem, but it's the fucking idiots that use it. The machine can only do what a machine is meant to do. It will show you what the fuck is wrong, but it's the people that actually make the decisions, and the referees are not trained to be smart with those type of technologies, so yeah, they will let really dumb shit fall between the cracks for no reason. We've seen it a few times over the last few weeks for multiple teams, and that in itself tells you how fucking stupid the VAR system is. But we just have to accept it and move on. Nice to see you, Lowe's. How you doing, my guy? Bless you all for the night, kid, and you take it easy, brother. Pleasure to have you in as always as well, kid. I don't think there's too much really left for me to cover, honestly. I think it's just a case of picking man of the match. For me, despite the fact they didn't really do too much in the last 30 minutes or so, got to give Rio. Got to give Rio the man of the match in my opinion. He was really, really good today. Maeda was obviously solid, popped up with a goal, hit the post. Can't argue with that. Yang, when he was on the pitch, actually was very, very solid. Ran at his markers, made it hard for them. It's about as good as you can ask. McCowan was pinging some cracking passes. Trusty was very calm and composed. McGregor was McGregor, so can't argue with that. And Giles was putting up some really good passes. Can't really say anybody had a bad performance. The only one that you would say had an iffy one was Scales. He just got beaten once or twice with simple long balls. Changed that, and besides that, very, very solid performance. That's very kind of you as well, Mark, mate. I'd love to see you at the next one as well, my guy. You take it easy. Not a problem at all, man. You have a lovely, nice night. It's a very nice one, isn't it, Lowe's? We take it. We absolutely take it. Don't really know where to kind of go for here. We just enjoy the fruits of our labour. We've managed to put ourselves back on an even keel with Hearts. We've got that game in hand as well, so technically it's not really an even keel. We still have that extra little bit of leeway, which is always nice for the soul, and we can't really argue with that at all, and I'm fucking chuffed. Solid day's work for the boys, all across the board. Can't complain at all. So, we'll get ready to wrap things up, I think, so we'll pull up the music and stuff like that. If anyone's got any questions, now would be the time to throw it in. If not, we will be wrapping things up by the time this stream hits 2 hours and 20 minutes, which, by the way, is in about 3 minutes, so that's your chance if you want to throw in any last second things. I suppose we should just pull up the Premier League, see what's happening, see if nothing's changed there. Leeds are actually 3-1 up against Chelsea. Aston Villa came back, oh my fucking god, what game that must have been. The Premier League are pulling up some cracking ass matches right now. I mean, obviously not Wolves and Forest, that's They must have played at Stella and 1-0 in them. Can't argue with that. I suppose when I go off stream, I'll probably catch the final 10 minutes of this one, give or take. I'm pretty sure I had in it. I think you're a new fella that's came in this stream. It's nice to have new people on. Yes. Well, I suppose we'll leave it up here because that was a very crucial match for us. Likewise with you, Eddie. You take it easy, brother. Enjoy your night. And hello to you as well, man. Have a good one. Same old shit out again. I'm starting to feel for you guys. It's like I said at the start of the stream, unpredictability. It seems to be the theme this season across most of the games in this league. But man, yeah, it seems like Rangers got cheesed in one sense and then they got lucky in another. Maybe it's karma just balancing out, who knows. Like I said, I've not seen the game. I don't want to speak on anything I haven't seen first. So maybe when I see it back I can explain to you why the referee probably gave it or whatever. But I don't know, it's one of those. But in the game that mattered for us, we got the job done, like we just touched on. 1-0 on the day. I'm just reading through the stats now actually. There's some pretty interesting things there. Possession wise, we fucking dominated, 71%. They only had 4 shots the entire match, yeah. And at least they tried at the end of the second half, give Dundee their credit. But like I said, for us, the main thing was getting that job done, which we did indeed do. Once it decides to load anyway. Fantastic, there we go. I suppose that's a more detailed look at the league that you can actually see all 12 teams. Minus Livingston at the bottom, but we know that Livingston have been quite shit. They've got 1 win this entire season. But yeah, Dundee dropped to 10th. Kelly kind of hold their spot. In fact, they just about hold their spot actually. Dundee dropped below them because of the goal difference, because of that draw with Hearts. Hearts, so like I said, they kind of staled themselves out. Rangers stagnant themselves out again. They're not doing too great in that sense. It's very tense for 8th to 3rd, you would say. For 8th to 3rd, there's very little swing, so keep that in mind. But yeah, let me just. I love when everything lags for no reason. Why doing this? Jesus. At least it's having these issues at the end of the stream rather than the start of it. I'll take that, I guess. No blues. That's the one. Suppose we'll get ready to wrap this up then, shall we? And it's being unnecessarily slow. Fabulous. Perfect time, but I'll still do that, I guess. There we go. Got there in the end. What the fuck is going on with this? This has just been unnecessarily long. There we go. Can you fucking play it like I'm asking? There we go. Go there in the end. Right, then actually get ready to wrap up stream now. Very solid all in. Gained a decent amount of subscribers, which is always appreciated. I wasn't expecting to get anywhere close to the fucking, you know, the kind of... We ended up with like 13 more than I was aiming for, so that's class. Right. Let me do this. So, thank you for watching, thank you for coming along. If you've been here for the little bit of the stream or for the whole thing, very much appreciated. If you want to check out more stuff on the channel, you can click on the little icon emblem thing at the end of this and you can get a whole bunch of VODs for pretty much every game this, minus a few this season. A couple of videos if you want to watch those as well, and shorts and all that good jazz. If you want to join us for the next stream, like I said, it's on the screen there. You can join us on the 7th of December. That will be a, you know, about 10-15 minutes kick off. If I cover the game, usually I'll try and let you know in Discord if I can't. So like I said, you can join us in that sense as well. Great result, absolutely astronomical one. Absolutely love to see it. It's nice to see you as well, by the way, brother. Hope you're well. Hello to you as well, Chateau. Like I said, join us for those ones if you would like to, but if not, thank you for the support. We'll see you in the next one. Hopefully there's some interesting shit to be done and had. That game against Hearts will be carrying a lot of momentum and weight for the rest of this season, and probably you could say Hearts title race is done, honestly, if they lose this game, because you just really don't see them having the momentum to kind of build that fight back up. But yeah, I think as long as we do what we need to do and kick on, we should be fine. A couple of interesting games to come up in the next few weeks. Obviously Hearts, Roma, to name a few. But until then, we know the drill. Celtic are still the best goddamn team on this planet. And it will remain that way for a while. And I'll see you next time for what could be a pretty crucial game. Until then, boys, hail hail. Have a good one. Take it easy. See you then. Catch. Ba ba ba. We take it. Victory!